It's always great to be with you on a Thursday afternoon for business on the marketplace. My name is Aboagye-Wiafe. Of course, not forgetting that we are celebrating 25 years of joy with you. Good afternoon, welcome again. In the headlines today, National Petroleum Authority withdraws cylinder recirculation margin on LPG price build-up, which took effect from the 1st of April. We'll be getting a reaction from the LPG Marketers Association. Also in the bulletin, Institute of Energy Security, IES, projects prices of petroleum products expected to remain unchanged for the next 2 weeks. Plus, some multinationals are said to be facing stigmatization from host communities because of the coronavirus. We'll be telling you more about all these pretty shortly in the next 25 minutes, the marketplace. Don't go away. I'll be right back with the details. Many thanks for making a date with me on the marketplace. Welcome back. The Vice Chairman of the LPG Marketers Association of Ghana, Gabriel Kumi, has lauded government for withdrawing the cylinder recirculation levy introduced by the National Petroleum Authority on liquefied petroleum gas price build-up. The levy, which took effect from the 1st of April, added 13.5 pesos on the price of each kilogram of LPG. The LPG Marketers Association of Ghana vehemently opposed implementation of this levy, lamenting the high cost of LPG and the negative impact of pricing consumers have had to bear over the past years. The Vice President of the Association, Gabriel Kumi, spoke with Joy Business after donating 60,000 Ghana cedis to the COVID-19 fund in Accra.
It was unfortunate that we had to, NPA, our regulator, had to introduce a tax at this crucial time when His Excellency the President is seriously giving out freebies. He's giving out free water, he's giving out free PPEs, he's giving out free electricity. We were expecting our regulator to follow suit, but unfortunately they came up with a tax. We raised concern and we have been appealing that tax or levy is removed immediately. Fortunately, as we did hear from our sector minister, he has withdrawn the levy that NPA introduced on the 1st of April. We want to take this opportunity to thank the minister, and to a large extent to thank the president, and to a very large extent to thank NPA itself that they've now seen reason to withdraw the tax. We believe the timing is wrong. We believe the Ghanaian is paying too much for LPG already. We believe there are so much, the taxes on LPG are too much, it's choking the industry. And we believe that no tax should be added to LPG, to the existing taxes we have. In fact, we as an association have been appealing to government to even take away the existing taxes. For the past 2 years, we have been appealing to government to do that. So we were shocked to see our regulator introducing a new tax. In fact, we have done some research and we stand corrected, but we don't know of any country in the world that tax LPG more than Ghana. We believe that over 20% tax on LPG is just too much for the ordinary Ghanaian to bear. If you look at Africa, Ghana's LPG price is about one of the highest in Africa. When we look around us, all the neighboring countries are subsidizing LPG. They are subsidizing. So we don't see why Ghana we should be taxing LPG the way we are doing. And we want to believe that the regulator will not come up with any tax on LPG, but rather will work with us to ensure that even the existing taxes are removed. We also believe that government needs money, but we believe that the benefit Ghana stands to gain by pushing up consumption of LPG from the current 25% to 50% by the year 2030 will far more outweigh the benefit we are gaining from these taxes. So we appreciate the removal of the tax, and we are appealing to all our members that look, this tax, as you heard the minister, our sector minister has removed the tax. We don't expect that our members should take advantage and still charge the tax. We expect an immediate reduction on the price of LPG going forward, so we can make the product more affordable for the ordinary Ghanaian. Per this announcement by our sector minister, we expect that from tomorrow, there should be a decrease in price of LPG. In fact, the price has even come down a little bit for this window. We expect a further decline in price of LPG, and we want to take this opportunity to appeal to all our members that nobody should take advantage of what has happened, of the wrongful introduction of the 13.5 peso per kilo, and continue to charge our consumers for that. The minister has removed it, MPA has removed it, and we expect that all our outlets across the country should follow suit and remove it. If we get anybody charging this, continue to charge this levy, we will own the person up for the authorities to deal with him or her.
Indeed, some good news there for consumers of LPG and, of course, LPG marketers. Would like to stay still within this industry. The Institute of Energy Security is projecting that prices of petroleum products will remain unchanged at the pumps, at least for the next 2 weeks. This was contained in its bi-weekly report on developments in the petroleum sector. According to the Institute, the forecast is based on modest reduction in crude prices on the international market. The report also shows that over the past 2 months, some of the oil marketing companies have dropped prices by more than 15%. Let's get in touch now with the policy researcher Raymond Nuopo from the IES for some more updates. Raymond, you're welcome to the marketplace.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Now, first, what is your take on the withdrawal of the LPG cylinder recirculation margin by the MPA?
Okay, thank you very much. I think it's a welcoming news. It's good. We know that in Ghana we are ruled by laws and regulations, and we all know that it's only Parliament that have the final authority approving levies and margins. So it's a welcoming news. I'll urge the MPA to go and do its homework very well, consult the necessary agencies and stakeholders, and come back and have a good discussion with the LPG marketing companies and other stakeholders in the value chain, so that at the end of the day, we all see the benefits of the program that they want to outline.
All right. Now, since that margin was introduced and took effect from the 1st of April, would you suggest that that revenue collected within that period should be given back to OMCs?
Yeah, not only giving back to the OMCs, must be given back to the OMCs and the consumers who, one way or the other, were affected by this illegal charge. They have to be reimbursed. So we urge MPA as a matter of urgency to have a conversation with the OMCs that used to sell LPG, so that they can be able to compensate the other citizens that were illegally charged as at now for the margins that were introduced without proper approval by Parliament.
All right, that's an attention to feel now. Now, first, could you give us a quick snapshot of what the OMCs did over the first pricing window of April?
Okay, thank you very much. In the last window, the first pricing window of April, prices on the local market experienced some reduction. Notable among them was from Shell, that's Vivo. They went down by 16%, which is good for the market. And other marketing companies like Total, Goil, Zem Petroleum, Puma, etc. also went down on average price about 8%. So for the last pricing window, that's from 1st April to 15th of April, the reductions were good for the consumer. Yeah.
Now, what is the basis for your current prediction or projection that you are making?
Okay, so in our latest projection, we took into consideration the modest reduction in the international benchmark. That's Brent crude. It went down by 2.29%. We also look at other indicators like international prices of refined products like gasoline and gas oil. Now, we also take into consideration the fact that our markets can realize that most of the OMCs are unable to sell their stock. We realize that before the lockdown, OMCs averagely sell around 5,000 of their refined products, but as of now, they are hovering around only 700, which is a deep reduction on their stocks. So most of their products are still in their stock, which is affecting them. And anytime they leave, they have to pay taxes to government. So we also put all these factors in place and looking at the rate of depreciation too, and we forecast that from today, prices will remain largely stable. However, because of the competition between the OMCs themselves to control and gain more market shares, may result in selling prices falling marginally. We do not expect significant reduction in prices, but marginal fall due to competition and maybe humanitarian consideration due to the circumstances that we are facing as a nation because of the coronavirus.
All right. Now, so to what extent do you think that the current arrangement or decision by OPEC to cut down production, to what extent will it affect, the outlook of petroleum prices in May, the first window?
Okay, prices to gradually stabilize around the 30 to 35 margin. And what that means is that going into the first pricing window of May, prices may begin to rally marginally. That's for the local market. In terms of revenue, we know that prices came down from 65 from the beginning of the year to even close to 21, 22. What happened is that our revenue went down drastically. Now that prices are coming out from 20 to 30 and they are stabilizing around that region, we also expect a marginal increase in our revenue projection. That's in terms of government. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Raymond Nuopo, policy researcher at the Institute of Energy Security, the IES. Meanwhile, we are just hearing that the National Oil Marketing Company, GOIL, has revised prices effective Thursday, 16th April. That's today. Now, Super XP is going for 4 cedis, 21 pesos per litre, while Diesel XP is also going for 4 cedis, 21 pesos per litre. Let's move on to other stories. The Western region is yet to record its first case of the coronavirus. Amenfiman Rural Bank Limited at Wasekro Point, the Western region, has in this regard donated medical reliefs and sanitary items to 3 local assemblies to support prevention of COVID-19. The items worth about 67,000 Ghana cedis were presented to the Wasa Menfi municipalities in the Western region. CEO of the bank, Dr. Alex Asma, says the initiative will help equip frontline institutions of these communities under its business operational area. Prince Apia has more in this report.
The coronavirus pandemic has affected economic activities in the operational territories of many businesses, especially the financial institutions. As a result, many have responded to the urgent call by government for corporate Ghana to support fight the pandemic. Amenfiman Rural Bank, for instance, has donated items worth 67,000 Ghana cedis to 3 local assemblies in the Western region. Here is Dr. Alexander Asma, CEO of Amenfiman Rural Bank, who did the presentation on behalf of the bank.
Coronavirus, COVID-19,
we at Amenfiman Rural Bank are donating these items to support the local communities in this COVID-19 fight. We are helping the 2 municipalities, Amenfi East and West, and 1 district, the Amenfi Central. These items will equip the local assemblies, the health facilities and the staff. We know government is doing its best, but we as corporate institutions must also help. That is why we are doing this. The items include disposable gloves, nose masks, hospital mattresses, tissue papers, gun thermometers, Veronica buckets, and sanitizers. Municipal Health Director for Wasa Menfi East, Felicia Emisa, who received the items on behalf of the government, said this will reinforce government's message of
We are happy with this donation. We know COVID-19 is no respecter of persons, so we expect everybody to help. We shall take good care of these items, but we hope you continue to support us as you have been doing.
Wasamefi West Municipal Director of Health, Mary Magdalene Arthur, for instance, advised her colleagues to take good care of the items, especially the gun thermometers, because they struggle to get deliveries. Prince Apia reporting.
You're still watching the Marketplace live from Joy News, also streaming live on Facebook. We're taking a short break here. We'll be right back with more. Welcome back. It's still live on the Marketplace. Now, some multinationals operating in the country with expatriate staff are said to be facing stigmatization from their host communities because of coronavirus. The development Joy Business understands is impacting negatively on operations of some of these firms. Let's get some details from Aboagye-Wiafe, who has been on top of this issue. George, welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
So how bad is the situation?
Well, how bad? We just have some few companies that are having these problems. So you can put the number at about 4. What is happening is that, yes, for some of these companies that have the operations going deep into the communities that they operate in, have a situation where when they get down into the community, they have to work, and they have been subjected to some verbal abuse from the host community, saying that you are the people who brought this coronavirus. There even was an instance with one company where the local community tried to prevent some of the staff from getting into their site that they want to work with them. For some of them, they've had to call or ask their expatriate staff to stay within the company, not expose them too much to the host community, because they believe that some of them may end up being attacked, and that's why they're taking that action. Imagine having maybe just 2 or 3 senior engineers who have to supervise or something, and because of this, they have been restricted to stay at the office and not to go out. It hasn't been that good for some of these companies that have been faced with this problem.
And so how are they managing for now?
Well, they've just moved staff around. I mean, for some of these multinationals, you don't just have just one engineer or one site supervisor there. You may have a lot of them there. So instead of maybe having like maybe 2 or 3 people on ground or on site working on something, maybe they have 2. And don't forget, this is a time when even companies themselves are rationalizing their staff, or maybe moving their staff around to lessen the human-to-human contact. But the fear is that they believe that this will not be something that would last, because if it continues for a long time where the stigmatization still goes on, they believe that it won't be good for their firms in working in this company or working in this country, maybe have to let these people go back. But they themselves claim that they already put certain measures in place to ensure that things doesn't get out of hand in terms of how this stigmatization is impacting on their business.
And does it have, an impact on the economy? Would it have?
I think that they've been able to strategize well. So in terms of it affecting the operations badly, for it to impact on what they are doing, that might not be that bad. For some of these multinationals that even export to other countries that have also been shut down, that is rather their main problem. So some of these assets that they have to export, they are still holding it in this country here, and they cannot export. So they have put several measures in place to ensure that the operations are not affected badly, for it to even affect their output and affect their contributions to the country.
All right, many thanks, Aboagye-Wiafe, for that update. We'll be following up on this particular issue in our subsequent bulletins. We're still live on the Marketplace, and the ICC, that's the International Chamber of Commerce, together with the World Health Organization, have launched a worldwide survey to report challenges faced by the private sector from COVID-19. Now, the ICC WHO survey will help improve information flows between different sectors of the global economy and develop a framework for the management of the economic and human consequences related to the pandemic spread. The Director General of the WHO, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, has been speaking about the survey, which says he will allow the 2 organizations to understand how businesses are responding to COVID-19.
I'm grateful for the way the private sector has already stepped up to lend its support. We're happy to work with the ICC and its enormous network in this global fight. This is not just a medical problem. It's having profound societal and economic impacts. We all want this to end quickly, and business has a critical role to play. This survey will allow us to understand how businesses are responding. It will help us map best practices and understand better where we and national health authorities should focus our attention. The information generated by this survey will help us mount an effective response, saving lives and minimizing economic damage. Your involvement will make a difference. I thank you.
Well, so the survey is a unique collaboration to provide reliable COVID-19 related information to the private sector and develop trusted guidance for business communities around the world. We want to know more about how the survey impacts continuity of businesses during the global pandemic. And I've been joined via Skype by Secretary General of the International Chamber of Commerce Ghana, Emmanuel Doni-Kwame. Emmanuel, good afternoon. Welcome to the Marketplace.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So can you explain a little further how this particular survey would impact, businesses' continuity?
The survey is supposed to gather more information on global business responses and also to develop solutions that will address the spread of the pandemic. And we call in on trusted voices within our community who mostly happen to be business leaders to take some few minutes to participate in this survey by providing information on the pandemic's influence on their daily operations. Yeah.
Now, we know that over here in our part of the world, the private sector has been so much involved in the fight against the spread of this deadly virus. Now, how different would this or be added on to the fight against COVID-19?
You realize that the WHO guidelines that has been adopted by almost all countries more or less came from them, that we need to wash our hands, we need to observe social distancing. But going forward, they believe they can adopt a bottom-up approach by gathering information from the private sector itself on how best they can gather enough information to more or less modify or review some of the methods that's been adopted so far. Once you provide genuine information on your daily operations, on your supply chains, on customers and employees, at least we will know the effect of lockdowns on your operations, the effect on lockdowns on your employees, the effect of lockdowns on your supply chain. All right. These are common jargons that we are using now. But
so who exactly are supposed to take part in this survey?
Business owners, private sector operators. So it cuts across, but at least decision makers are key. CEOs of the various firms, and then owners of SMEs. It cuts across all sectors because we believe we also need information on the information flow between the different sectors and its impact on the various economies. Yeah.
And how do these people access the survey online?
You can get it online on either the WHO website or on the ICC website. That's iccwbo.org.
All right. Many thanks for that update. Mr. Emmanuel Doni-Kwame is the Secretary General of the International Chamber of Commerce, Ghana. And on that note, to wrap up this afternoon's edition of the Marketplace, it's been great having you on board. Do log on to myjoinline.com/business for more updates in the world of business. My name is Emmanuel Aboagye-Wiafe. Have a good afternoon.